Pacinos matte paste versus ODouds matte paste. This is brand battle. Hi guys, how are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back to Brand Battle, the series that puts two competing products head to head in the ultimate showdown. Now, this one really has come as a direct result of comments from you guys, saying that you wanted Pacinos, that you'd seen loads of advertising on Instagram, you'd seen other guys talking about it. So I thought it is time to do it, and I'm putting it up against ODouds, which again is a brand which I've actually started using at exactly the same time, so very much started off at zero with both of them. Now, in this brand battle, as you know, there will be 20 points down here because we know that not all categories are as important when it comes to using these products. Pacinos is a US brand created by Eric Pacinos, the barber. This is their matte paste with flexible hold and no shine versus ODouds, which again is a US company. Now, they say that they're sensible grooming for sensible humans. I enjoy that too. Also, they, as I'll be talking about, are all about sort of sustainability. They vow not to support or associate with manufacturers who have poor labor conditions or contribute to the growing environmental crisis. I mean, we are going to talk about that. Now, both products are water-based, but when you take a closer look, they really are quite different. Now, Pacinos has got water, lanolin wax, kaolin, petrolatum. Kaolin we know is a type of clay. Then lanolin is what really conditions sheep's wool. Also, there's various sort of colorings at the bottom there. Then looking into the ODouds one, we have got water, kaolin again. You're then into carnauba, which wax, seed oil, hydrogenated glycerin, and ODouds say they're made from quality, natural, vegan and cruelty-free ingredients, no harsh chemicals, synthetic fragrances or parabens. So really, if we were to give points for ingredients in this, it would definitely go to ODouds. It's cleaner, you know exactly what's in that. Vegan-free and cruelty-free. Now, looking at packaging, you've got Pacinos in this matte black tub with a slightly sort of glossier lid. What I do like about it is it doesn't have a stick-on label, it's directly onto it, which I just think makes such a big difference. Versus the ODouds, which does have a stick-on label, it's onto glass, and they say that their goal is to keep our impact on the environment as low as possible. And you can see that from their use of recyclable and renewable materials. A brand that is going slightly further with their packaging, the point goes to ODouds. Now, into smell. They actually are both quite sweet. The Pacinos one is slightly more floral, and the ODouds one is slightly more citrusy. So for me, the one I prefer and that gets the point is ODouds. Now, both products are really easy to scoop out and warm up, emulsify. There's not much in it, and actually I sat for ages kind of obviously using it, but also just putting it into my hands and feeling it and touching it. But there's one which is just slightly creamier and slightly easier, like the tiniest bit to emulsify. So the points go to ODouds. Now, into application again. They are both very easy. The ODouds product is so easy to apply. I mean, not surprisingly, it is creamy, it works through, there's no tug, versus the Pacinos product, which again is very creamy, easy to apply, but has a slight tug, just the slightest. I've really had to drill down on this one. So the points go to ODouds. The ODouds product is a dream to style with. It actually felt a bit like, if you remember last week when we spoke about the cement clay by Layrite, it's styled in a way that feels very similar to that. Really responsive, a great grip which allows you to build volume quite naturally into the hair, versus the Pacinos one, which again is really very easy. But I think because you've got that tug slightly, you have to work slightly quicker, and I actually found that it tended to piece the hair together more. So really, for styling, the points go to ODouds. Now, both products are supposed to be matte. They are matte paste, but quite often we see in products that something which is matte might have a low to natural shine. But there's one of these products that, when it says matte, it really is matte, and that was Pacinos. That said though, guys, this sort of texture and the separation made it look less natural, versus the ODouds, which, although had a slight shine, the hair sat in a more natural looking way. But I think the Pacinos product will really suit guys with very short hair. In terms of, think of like a French crop or a Caesar cut, that sort of thing will really go well. So for me, I'm gonna give 2 points to Pacinos and 1 point to ODouds. Now into hold, Pacinos says it has a flexible hold versus ODouds high hold. This is what happened. Although it hasn't been heavy, I feel like it's maybe quite fluffy, and it's maybe not sort of retained the sort of finish that I'd want. It feels like it's got good texture. That's one thing I've noticed about this. It feels like it's got a good grip. Although it has dropped because there's no hairspray, there's still a good amount of volume. So really the holds were as they said they were. The Pacinos one dropped slightly more than the ODouds, which stayed up, but I'm changing the points in my head currently, hang on. I'm gonna go 2 points each. Now, can all change straight on the day. Now into washability, there's not much in it again, but there was one which did wash out just slightly easier, and that was ODouds. The Pacinos product retails on their site for $19.99 with a flat rate postage and packaging of $5, which comes to $24.99, versus the ODouds product, which is $18 on their site with free postage and packaging in the US, but $16 postage and packaging to the UK, which is a bit of a deal breaker really. However, on other websites like Mocha, also on Amazon, they both come out at around about the same price. So this one comes down to where you live, postage and packaging, import taxes, all that good stuff. So really, I'm calling this one a draw. So there we have it, we have our verdict. With 5 points, we've got Pacinos versus 15 points for ODouds. I've got to say, although the points seem really like heavy, I really did like the Pacinos product. I did. I think even if we put it against some of the other pastes that we've battled out, this would go ahead of them. Maybe not the Aveda one. Maybe the Aveda one can go against this. Let me know if you want to see that. Good one. But I did like it, and I'm intrigued to try more of these. I would say though that I think ODouds, everything they're doing is just so great and what we need to be doing. Like, here we go, preach it. But you know, being responsible and being sustainable, and you know, there's no colorings, there's no parabens, it's cruelty free, it's vegan friendly. You know, if you care about that, which we probably should, I say probably, we should, then this is really great, and I love what they're doing. It just feels really intelligent as a brand. Thank you very much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed this one. I am loving Brand Battle and just really get into this, as you can probably tell. If you've got more suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. Also, thumb up any ones that you want to see too. It makes it so much easier for me. I'm being lazy. But subscribe if you've not yet pressed subscribe. The button is there. There's also more video suggestions down there. A link to my blog there. What have we got? Instagram podcast up there. And I'll see you in my next new video. It's going to be Thursday. Bye-bye.